2 nights ago, Jeff Sessions made a big move that he perhaps understandably believed the media would not pay attention to because it was on 4th of July Eve. That's when you dump news that the media is not going to pay attention to, and people aren't going to be watching it even if they did. They're getting ready for the holiday, they're off, they're drinking, they're blowing fireworks over my house every 30 minutes for some reason. It's light out, you can't even see them. I don't understand why you're doing it, but they do. However, it is now past the 4th of July. We here at TYT have not forgotten, so we are now going to talk about what Jeff Sessions actually did. And what he did was rescind 24 different guidance documents. If you're not familiar with them, then you are similar to me, because I wasn't before this story. Right. But they're important. What they do is they provide basic legal and political understanding to a variety of different minority groups, giving them information about different aspects of the law, what their rights are, what should and can happen. And so he rescinded 24 of them, saying that they were unnecessary, outdated, inconsistent with existing law, or otherwise improper, or at the very least inconvenient. And he blamed previous administrations for trying to impose new rules on the American people without any public notice. Now, he's saying it's like we're putting new regulations on people. I want to read what some of these were, because it's clear that these are not putting new rules on people. These are providing protections and guidance and information for people. That is what is so inconvenient. So as I said, there were 24, we're not going to break down all of them, but revocations 1 through 7 deal with the way children are treated when they are suspected or accused of breaking the law. They generally require juveniles to not be housed with adult inmates. When juveniles are housed with adults under one of those limited exceptions, they must be separated from the sights and sounds of adult incarceration. They seek to provide alternatives to jail for youths who commit acts which, due to their age, are crimes, things like drinking, truancy, running away, and smoking. So that's the first 7. Does that sound to you like new rules on the American people? No, it sounds like protections for people who are going to be potentially, like, they drank or they run away, and so now you want to house them with rapists and murderers?
Once you have them in custody, they no longer have the guidance or reference points to find out how to actually protect themselves within the law. These things aren't gone, they're just not accessible to these folks anymore. That's a very big part of this. So it's making it sound like, oh, he's pulling back all these overreaching laws. No, he's just not giving them an opportunity to participate in the judicial system.
He doesn't want you to know.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about some more of them. Number 9 deals with research into whether schools disproportionately dole out punishments on the basis of race, national origin, native language, sex, or disability. It also deals with research into the role of school resource officers. Those guys so many Republicans are desperate to see packing heat these days. So are schools punishing people maybe because they're non-white? I mean, we know that happens. They were going to look into it. Are they going to now? I don't know. These guidance documents are gone. Are school resources officers actually good? Are they worth the money? Do they actually stop acts of violence and things like that? Well, they're going to do research. Are they going to now? I don't know. The guidance documents are gone. Numbers 10 through 11 involve people seeking a mortgage. Number 11 involves warning against so-called predatory home equity loans. It warns people, especially those with poor credit and the elderly, to carefully review the terms of home improvement loans. So that's one of those burdensome rules that Obama and previous administrations wanted to put on people. Is there a reason potentially that we would advise people to look into the terms of their mortgages? Do you remember what happened a decade ago and what might well happen in the next few years? And what became marginally more likely to happen now that we've gotten rid of that guidance document? Okay, number 12 takes aim at a George W. Bush era document prepared to alert all Americans about the unconstitutional nature of being discriminated against on the basis of their national origin. That is simply advice to people that this is not an area you can be discriminated on. And it's now gone. Okay?
And that's targeting directly people who could be discriminated against based off of their national origin.
I wonder why they would want that gone now. That's weird. Numbers 13 and 14 deal with workers' rights for various classes of immigrants. 18 through 24 are aimed at various recipients of affirmative action policies. Of course, we also know as of a few days ago, they're getting rid of the push that was instituted under Obama for race and national origin, things like that, to be included in considerations for getting into schools. And so, by the way, the Department of Justice has already removed most of those items completely from its website. There is no historical record available on most of those anymore. Thankfully, some people, journalists, already had copies of them. That's the only reason we even know what they were.
The head, Jeff Sessions, the biggest, I guess, attorney, lawyer, whatever in the country, law enforcement official. That's the term we use. Again, the job when you head up an agency in this administration is to take away the effectiveness of people's rights within that agency. So again, the only one that, when I first read this, just the overall reach of it, the one thing that I'm not sure if it was allowed out or certain only news outlets that I read about it, only thing they point out was the refugees and asylees have the right to work aspect of it. They're like, okay, so the red meat to our people is, hey, so you know these people that keep coming across the border that we've deemed subhuman, they're trying to work and take your jobs. This is why they're coming. MS-13 has your job at McDonald's. So then the thought is, okay, he's eliminating this this aspect of them trying to come and assimilate into our country and take over and I guess infiltrate and kill us, whatever it is that they're saying. That's the one that got out. Not all the rest of these that actually affect everyone.
Yeah.
Well, not certain people, but generally affect everyone. Another one that pointed out to me, and I'm gonna go real fast. Targets people who don't understand English particularly well, but who may nevertheless occasionally find themselves in need of accessing the U.S. court system.
Yep.
So if there's a way that you can see what else is going on, or maybe read your legal rights, and maybe you speak another language better or another language altogether, period, you don't have that anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, and by the way, so this is one night, one randy evening in the life of Jeff Sessions. And here's the thing, like thankfully somebody saw that these documents had been removed and they had copies of them already. How do we know that this hasn't happened with a number of other documents? I mean, God only, we've already talked about how they've stripped the government servers of information having to do with climate change. There was that, there was a database, just to give you an idea of how petty they can be. There's a database of puppy mills and the abuses that they had committed that was used to help regulate these puppy mills in a number of different states. They wiped all of that information off the internet as well. The amount, like, there is no level that they will not stoop to shred your rights, any sort of protection that was coming your way from the government. I mean, obviously, as we talk about any number of times on a daily basis, for all too often under both Democratic and Republican presidents, they have been there to serve the wealthy and corporations. But every once in a while, something good is done. And then you get a president like Donald Trump in that reverses all of that, wipes out the environmental regulations, wipes out any reforms in the criminal justice system. Whatever progress you got, you have been set at least back to the beginning, if not further.
2 easy ways to follow the Young Turks. One is hit the subscribe button down below, then you're a TYT subscriber. And second is ring the bell. And when you do that on YouTube, you're notified of our videos.